Hi everybody, it's FC.Liverpool. Yes, it's all about Liverpool Football Club. It's all about transfers or non-transfers. And as the title says, are we still buying? Meaning anything, has it stopped or whatever. I've got the wrong glasses on, by the way. Anyway, I'm going to bring on my great guest. I've got Tommy Batty. Tommy Batty. He shouts at me sometimes. And we've got George Scott, who shouts at him for shouting at me. Anyway, here he is. And we've got Marios coming on. He's watching the Panathinaikos game. And it finishes at 8:10. He said, so I'll be on. He said that last week. But anyway, here's the boys now.
Hi, Frank. Hi, George.
Hang on a minute, Frank. I've got a phone call. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Emergency. Hang on.
Great start, isn't it? Great start. I've got a phone call.
Popular man. I'm great, mate. I'm great.
I was going to phone you today.
I had our Freddie today all day and tomorrow.
Did you? I went like that.
Yeah.
I said, I'll give Tommy a ring. Then I thought, yeah, I said, I'll give him a ring in about an hour. I fell asleep.
So tell me about
I fell asleep. As you do. Tommy. When you're sitting there on your own, you're watching there.
Oh, hey.
I was just streaming.
I always leave my front door open, right? And I'm sitting in the chair last night, well, about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I got this shove in the shoulder. Jesus. And it was my neighbour. He brought me dinner in.
Oh, go away.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Right. I don't get any surprises like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we keep for each other. Here he is. Yeah, right, George.
All right, Tommy. Nice to see you. Sorry about that, boys. Sorry about that, Frank.
Yeah, all right, mate.
No problem.
I got him off the phone quick.
Anyway, I just want to say hello to all our Twitter people who are out there. I keep forgetting to mention them. I really do. And they're out there. I'm awfully sorry. Anyway, welcome everybody on Twitter. Welcome everybody on YouTube. Welcome everybody on Facebook as well. So it's this. So I'm gonna say. I just want to say hello to this fella, Shane McGowan. Evening and a pint for Frank.
All right, Shane.
That's not bad.
All right, Shane.
Oh, yeah, look, he's got his own pint there. And Gareth Williams, FSG are absolutely parasites. It's time to riot them out of LFC. Well, listen, boys, I think that's a good shout, actually, because remember last week, what did we say last week when I said, I'll see you next week, hoping what?
They would sign a couple of midfielders, yeah.
Yeah. And, don't forget that 8 players have gone from this club, and we brought 2 in. Now we're arguing over to pay 41 million. That's the new offer we gave Southampton for this Lavia lad. 41 million. They said, no, we want 50. We want 50. So they're always arguing over prices. Now, what we've got, and I want your take on this. I want your take on the boat, boat Lavia. And also, I will go to you, George, first. What's your take on this new person that we're looking at, new player that we're looking at, Andre Trinidadi from Brazil? He's a little young Brazilian, 22-year-old. Have you heard of him, or do you know?
I've seen the news that we're interested in him. I know very little, if anything, about him. Seems to have just come from nowhere, to be honest. So yeah. I don't know too much about the player. I know he's Brazilian and he's young. But, like you said, Frank, I mean, there's only a few weeks to go now until the end of the transfer window. And we need 2 midfielders and we need a right back, ideally. And what you said about the Southampton lad is right. We're messing about over 3 or 4 million. Doesn't seem to make any sense. From what I read, the lad wants to come to Anfield. I mean, and, if he's the right player, we should go get him.
Yeah. What do you think, Tom?
I totally agree with George. No, I mean, if they want 50 for him, you just give them 50. It's but there's no way I'd pay 100 million for Casino. No way.
But the prices now are going through the roof.
Yeah, well, he's not worth 100 million, mate.
Well, I don't think this Lavia lad's worth 50. I'm being honest with you. I'm really being honest with you. I think.
Yeah, but we're nitpicking over a few £1 million here and there.
No, and that's the way it is. And
yeah,
Southampton will know that they can wait. They can wait, whether or not. And we're in a tight corner with Lavia, if you like.
But we want to be careful that Chelsea don't step in and get him.
Well, that's the point, and this is why we wait around for the likes of Chelsea to come in. Why we wait around and not just say, well, if Klopp wants him, if Klopp thinks that he fits into our team,
yes,
albeit that he's only played 29 games or something in the Premiership, and the rest of the time he was out injured with a hamstring.
Oh. Frank, he sounds to me a bit like Carvalho, who we let out on loan. Young player with talent who comes to the club, can't get in the team regularly, and he goes off out on loan. I mean, where's Lavia going to fit in anyway when we've got people in there already with more experience than him? You want to bring I would have thought somebody with a bit more experience than him anyway. But if he's the right player and Klopp thinks he's the right player, like I said before, why don't we just get him?
Just get him. Yeah, just go out and buy him and bring him in. Because what Klopp actually said, didn't he? Like, the end of last season, he said, I want players in to start with us, to start pre-season. There's only 2 players that have started pre-season, and that's McAllister and Szoboszlai. And they're the only 2 players that we've brought in. And we seem to have had them forever, if you know what I mean. And all this palaver over paying out Southampton for this Lavia lad, and it's just getting everybody down. And as Gareth says, Gareth Williams, FSG are absolute parasites. It's time to riot them out of the club. And whether you agree with that, I just don't know, but. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Just want to say hello to these. Good evening, chap, says Charlie Wood.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi, Charlie.
Stephen Snape. Allez. Evenings, greetings, gentlemen. Up the mighty length.
Love it. Well done.
Chaps and gentlemen. That's not too bad.
Yeah, I've been called worse.
Don't worry about that, so right. But Charlie Wood says, if we want Lavia, pay what he's worth. If not, walk away and get someone worth the asking price. And this is what we've been saying forevermore. And don't forget, Klopp actually says, I don't know whether it was today or yesterday, that we are looking at midfielders, a plural, not a midfielder, but midfielders.
Yeah, he said that. Yes, yeah, he said that. I seen that quote just the other day.
So
I know we seem like we're dragging our feet, but I'm sure Jurgen Klopp is doing good business behind the scenes.
I was going to say that, Tommy. There must be things going on behind the scenes. He knows what's needed.
It's got to be.
We'll have to wait and see the next few weeks again.
Yeah.
That's right. I think it's getting on everybody's nerves. And I'm talking about ardent supporters who, don't mind the owners. They don't call the owners for anything. But it's getting on their nerves as well. Because to me, it's penny pinching all the time. Because look at Fabinho. Imagine if whoever he's gone to, and they said, no, we'll give you 28 million with add-ons. Do you think Liverpool would have gone, okay then? But they wouldn't have done it. They wanted that 40 million, which they got in the end. They wanted that 40 million. So there's no question about, negotiations. There's no question on Liverpool's behalf, but they will negotiate for a player, penny pinching. That's my take. And as Stephen Snape says, being pernickety and facilitating over the lad from Southampton is indicative of an adequate transfer policy. Tommy's right. Somebody else will just give the Saints the money and we're left high and dry. Good quote.
Yeah.
Good comment.
That's what we've got to be scared of.
So who'd you blame? You can't blame Klopp. You can't blame the backroom staff. You can't blame anybody. So all the focus has to go on the owners who are playing this game.
Yeah.
They are playing a game.
But when you look at it, we're getting how much we getting for Fabinho? 40 million.
Yeah.
So they think we'll buy him for 40 million, then it doesn't cost us nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, that's the sell to buy policy. That's the model they've had since they came here. A sell to buy policy.
Yeah, they got 10 million for Henderson as well.
Yeah. So there's 50 million. You can go and buy him.
Yeah.
Well, go and buy this Andre fella as well for 20 million. That's what he's going for. You can buy the both of them. You know,
I read about him saying that the club he plays for at the moment don't want to release him until the winter transfer period.
Yeah. But that's ridiculous as well. I
agree with Tommy says, and I hope that Jurgen has got behind the scenes things going on that we might be surprised in next week or two. But it's difficult to see where we go now for a quality midfield player of the type that we need, and the right back.
Yeah, no, of course, but George, he even came out and said, didn't he, on defensive centre backs, this is what he said. But I know that we're buying youngsters, kids, and I'm talking about kids who play for the under 18s. I think he's buying them, but I just don't know. I don't know anymore because it frustrates everybody. It really frustrates me. I'd just like to say to the people out there, please press the like button. I know that you've all liked last week but you've still got to press the like button to get the algorithm out there, which is, it helps the show. It really does help the show. So please, even you wonderful tweeters or X's, I don't know what they're called now. just press the like button, please, if you can, that is, and try and comment. Just try and comment as well, because we're there to, we're here to discuss your particular comments. But
I think you can see what Jurgen Klopp's trying to do. He's trying to leave a legacy when he moves.
Yeah.
And he wants younger players to build into a good team. But as I say, you do need experience. So we've got to look at that too. But I can see where Jurgen's coming from.
Yeah, I understand that. I really do, Tommy, and George understands that. But it's now. It's what this team needs. Don't forget, we collapsed last season. And we've got rid of the Deadwoods. We have got rid of the Deadwoods. I'm not saying Fabinho was Deadwood, by the way. But, and don't forget, he didn't want to go. He was told, you're going. And I think that this was to buy Lavia or somebody else the money. Because as you said, George, that goes on to another player, that money. And as you said about Henderson as well, him going, he went for 13 million. So there's 53 million. 53 million, and it's sitting there. So why don't they just go out and buy the likes of Lavia and that young lad, Andre?
Yeah, I don't see it. They must have the money, Frank. The money's in the bank, isn't it?
Yeah, the money's there. But, we also have our own money. Besides selling players, we've got money there. We've got money there.
But the thing is, Frank, they're going on about midfielders, and I agree we need them. But our most important thing should be either a right back or a left-sided central defender.
Well, what do you think of this particular comment by Stephen Snape. Clubs selling players will become reluctant to do business with us if this continues. Okay, we have no right to silverware, but surely we have the right to compete as a football at football's highest level.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, we've done that, haven't we?
He's talking about competing at the highest level in the transfer market, and I agree. We compete at the highest level on the pitch. We have done for a while now, but we need to continue building the squad. On a positive note, I thought the game against Leicester, we looked quite good. There's a big game on tomorrow with Bayern. That'll be an interesting test to see how we play against a quality team.
Yeah, no, you're right. And as Lee Brady says, looks like we are looking at Arthur from Fluminense. It's not Arthur. It could be Arthur, no, but it's Andre. Anyone has a chance to have a quick look at this player yet? I've not had a chance having kids all day stealing my phone, etc. But it's only George. I don't know. I've never seen the lad. The only thing I've heard is that there've been good reports about it. Yeah. There's been good reports, but to bring him right over. See, the way I look at this as well is we're cutting out the middleman, because he'll go from, say, the likes of, either over to Spain or Portugal, if you know what I mean, play, and then it'll cost 60 to 70 million to buy him if he is that good. But 20 million, you're taking a chance. And if it works out, brilliant. If it doesn't, sell him on. And that's the way I look at it now.
Yeah. I think it's about building a squad as well, Frank, because on the paper, we've got a good squad now. We need to just build another few in there. And for injuries, because we had such bad injuries last year that collapsed in the middle of the season, we can't afford that to happen again this year.
Yeah. Totally agree with that, George.
I don't know. It's just one of these things that frustrate us. It really does frustrate us. And don't forget the league game that starts next week, the weekend after, is against Chelsea. And Klopp himself he said weeks ago, he wants to do business, get the players in so that they can train and look at the system. Because there's McAllister and Szoboszlai, and they're learning the system.
Yeah.
They are learning the system, but any new players that are coming in, put it that way,
I've seen McAllister in the last few games on LFC, the telly, and he looks like he's been there forever.
Yeah, look great.
That's what you call a good player, because the way people say about bedding in and settling in and all this nonsense, I just agree with that. I really do. I remember Suarez when he came, bang, right away. Torres, bang, right away.
Straight
Everybody. Yeah. And you'd even go back to St. John's days.
Yes.
He came, bang, right away.
Hat-trick on his debut. Yeah, hat-trick on his debut at Goodison Park.
Yeah, was that in the first cup? No, not the first. It was like a little cup thing, wasn't it, between Merseyside?
Liverpool Senior Cup. Liverpool Senior Cup.
That's it, yeah. He did as well as me, scored an hat-trick. But these are the plays, and if you're good enough, you go on the field, you get the ball, you pass a ball, you hit a ball, you cross a ball, you hit a ball, you kick a ball, and that's the way it is. Not like settling in and...
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just got. But I know that there's different systems today. I know that there's different systems. Let's see this again. Snapey. That's exactly what I meant, George. Our acquisitions are announced when they are signed. No messing. Just pay the money and sign them. As ruthless in the transfer market as we are on the pitch.
Yeah.
And Lee Brady, Liverpool have been amazing last few years, making amazing buys financially and selling well too. But at times we have to accept it. Just won't happen the way we want it to happen. Like this Lavia saga. Do we try one more time or move to this Andrea lad? Or look again at Thuram or Phillips. I don't want Phillips. Thuram looks okay, but I'd leave Thuram out. I'd go for this Koenig kid. He looks brilliant, Tim. He looks a beast, if you know what I mean. He really looks a beast.
A lad called Guardiola being mentioned as well, but I don't know what he is. I saw him today.
Gvardiol.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, Tim. But Manchester City will be buying him. He's costing like...
That's what annoys you, Frank. You know, Liverpool are right up there with City in every way and better in most, with the history, tradition and all the rest. We should be able to compete with these people in the transfer market.
Yeah.
And you were competing against the country.
Yeah. I understand that, but it's not... you're so right, George. We should be competing. We should be. But I hate saying it again. We've got owners who doesn't want Liverpool to compete. That's the way I look at it. They don't want them to compete for big players who make an impact right away. We look at the...
What I'd like to see, Frank, I'd like to see the owners come out and make a statement. You never hear from them.
No.
You never hear John Henry. He never comes on telly.
No way.
And talks to the fans. It's all us trying to work out what's happening and left to Jurgen to do that and take the stick. Why don't they come out and speak to the fans and just give them an indication of where they see the future with transfers?
I don't think you'll ever see that, George. I don't think you'll ever see that.
No. As I keep calling the FSG to me are the washing machine. They come out with a load of spin every year. It is every year they spin whatever. And, you know, by the time, there's Marius coming on. By the time, you know, we do this particular transfer or trying to get someone in, well, it is, they just turn around and say, well, we tried, and that's it. And people accept it.
Too late.
I don't. And there's our
But the
friend.
thing is, Frank, we know they haven't tried. Hey, here he is. Hey.
Did you win? Panathinaikos win?
It was a draw against Tripro, but it was enough to progress to the next round of the Champions League, yes. We have to face Marseille right now.
At least they're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Show off.
How are you guys?
We're good.
All right, mate.
Good. Thanks, Marius.
We're good. I'm going to... all the better that you're on, Marius. That's right.
Nice young face.
Balance to the conversation.
We were just talking about Lavia and, you know, the possibility of losing him in this transfer window because it's because of all this stuff going on about, you know, we offered 41 million.
Yeah.
They want 50 million. And we're saying, you know, well, we'll give you 41 million. Now we're looking at, or it could be a ploy by telling Southampton that we're looking at this young lad, 22-year-old Andre. Fluminense, I think he plays for in Brazil. It could be a ploy to say, well, Southampton, well, all right, you can have Lavia for your price that you're willing to pay.
I don't think Southampton are in the rush to get rid of him anyway, are they?
No, certainly not. They want to come back up. They want to come straight back up. But then again, if he's that good, in my opinion, I don't know. I really don't. I don't think he's worth the money. Wouldn't you think that Man City was hold on to him? That's the way I look at it as well. Conrad's FO, a good show, Frank. He looks amazing, says Lee Brady. He is a beast. He's a beast. Yeah. Go after him. And this, I said before, I'm sorry. I said before, Marius, to the lads about why not take a chance on this Andre lad. He's only 20 million. I wish we had 20 million between us. We'd be happy days. But if we bought him for 20 million, you know, it's neither make or break, is it? Really? And if he's a success, all the better. If not, just sell him on.
Yeah. That's a good point from yours. Yes. Let me introduce me in the conversation by saying that I'm really frustrated about what's going on about the defensive midfielder, especially taking in mind how many days are between today and the first game of the season, and we are with no defensive midfielder in the squad right now. Only Bachelis maybe, but I don't know if he's fit or. Yeah, but it's really frustrating, and I'm not so optimistic right now. For less than 15 days until the very first game of the season, and no defensive midfield coming in. We know for over 10 days that Fabinho and Henderson will go. So where's the player?
This is what we've been saying, Marios, both Tommy and George. And I have been saying all the time since the show started, and it's all this penny pinching, in my opinion. It's by the owners, and I said before, why don't we just buy, Lavia, and why don't we just buy this young Andre lads as well? Bring him in, both of them, pair of them. That'll make me a lot happier, because at least we've got 2 other midfielders, because we needed 4 at the beginning of the season. We needed 4. And George says we need a right back also, but we need a left-sided centre-back. But there's nothing happening.
Yeah, nothing.
I mentioned last week to the lads, I said, this time next week when we're on again, let's hope that we've got a couple of midfielders in, and nothing. Yeah. And this is the problem. And as you said, the season starts next weekend. Yeah. It's just nuts. It really is nuts and frustrating at that. And you've got all the lads saying, can I just go to what the lads are saying on here? Soulboy Fran, if we go into this season without a number 6, this is what we're screaming out for. It will be a waste after making 2 great signings in McAllister and Szoboszlai.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's a very good point. We are doing what Arsenal did, going for top 4 and thinking it's a trophy. That's another good shout. Lee Brady. We are Charlie. Letting them run out of the contract and leave them for free is a downfall for us there. Ox and Keita, yes, okay, Milner, that's okay. But that's true. Over the seasons, we have sold a load of younger players for high fees to put together to buy a player. That's right, absolutely right. So this is what we have. Unfortunately. And Charlie Woods, if you go to Tesco to buy a bottle of milk, the price is $1.55. If you offer $1.25, do you think that they would take it? and that's the way it is. And as Chris and Dilly says, good analogy.
Yeah.
And it is, because
when are we back? When are we back from Singapore?
After the weekend,
Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
I think things will start moving once he gets back home.
Yeah, that's what we got to hope for.
Moving now, Tommy.
Yeah, but he's in Singapore. He wants to see the place. I think he knows the place he wants.
Of course he does.
I do. Of course he does, Tommy. Yeah, definitely.
He knows what he wants. And most probably he's turned around and said, get the deal done. I want them here. I want them when I get back. This is what he did.
If he gets 2 new midfielders, said Frank, I'm not sure he would probably play them against Chelsea anyway, because they need time to settle in and get into the run of the team.
Do the things, yeah.
He'll probably play the boys he's got now.
Yeah.
Game or 2.
Yeah. As someone said today as well, what if there's imagine, I said this to Steve Evans before, chatting to him before. I said, what if both Slobbersley and McAllister get injured after about 3 or 4 games.
That's the problem.
We're back to square one from last season.
Yeah.
Good point as well. Good point. Yes.
And look at the defence. All right, we beat Leicester 4-0, which was a good result. But in the first 20 minutes, they were all over us. They could have scored, 2 or 3.
Yeah, but
and that's what frightened me.
And that's what we were talking about, buying a right back and a left-sided central defender.
Yeah, absolutely. But when you look at, people are saying, which it wasn't, I'm not taking anything away, but Leicester are now, they were the whipping dog, weren't they, in the Premiership? That's why they were relegated along with Southampton.
Yeah.
So everyone's thinking that, we did great. I'll tell you what will be the big test. I'll go to you, Marios, first. Bayern Munich tomorrow.
Yeah.
So what do you think the test will be like?
Yeah, it's a good test for sure. But I think every single friendly has its own terms and its own challenges. But yes, it will be a great test for our condition, because it's like prova generale, as we say, for the very first game of the season. I cannot think very clear, because I'm really frustrated and concerned about what's going on with us. There are things that were very clear for months. They're not news. We wanted at least 3 midfielders back in May, in April, and it's August, and we have bought 2, and we have lost how many? 4 midfielders. 8.
Oh, you mean the midfielders?
How many left? 4.
Yeah.
4. Milner, Ox, Keita, 5.
Well, they were all finished, weren't they? Anyway.
But Fabinho, don't forget Fabinho as well. He's a midfielder.
He's the only one. He's the only one, I think.
Oxlade, Chamberlain. These were all midfielders. We brought 2 in to replace them.
I think the team he plays tomorrow against Bayern Munich in the first half will be the team what he'll play against Chelsea.
That's why I'm looking for seeing who will play as a number 6 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think he's looking at. I've been watching the pre-seasons closely, and I think he's got Curtis Jones lines up for that. I really do.
I think he'll definitely play.
Whether Curtis fits the bill, I'm not quite so sure. I'm really not quite so sure.
That's a number 6.
I wonder what the lads will think. Lee Brady, he says, if we get injuries in midfield, we could end up playing Elliott, Batacic, Thiago, McConnell. I think his name is, and might even need to cut Cavallo's loan out at Leipzig. There's one. Didn't someone say Milner said he will come back in January to help out if needed?
No, that's not.
No,
Not a chance.
That's history, that now.
Tomorrow we'll see the team more like we are going to use in the Premier League. So that's what we just said there, Mario and Tommy. Personally, I think the first 20 minutes against Leicester was more a tactical error. The press was disorganised, but once they pushed up as a unit, we were more cohesive. That said, we do need defenders.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm thinking, though? I think we've got to stop playing that high line.
What do you think of this?
We were caught out a lot of time last season by playing high up the pitch.
Yeah, we are outrun, yes.
Yeah, it happened last year as well.
What do you think, Lee Brady's comments here? Some players might start playing the full 90 minutes from tomorrow. What do you think?
Well, it's still a practice match, isn't it? It's still a training session, I suppose.
Yeah. I think they'll start playing when we go to Preston to play that German side. I think that will be like a the full 90 minutes for some players, to be honest. I don't think the heat over in Singapore will help. I think what he's doing is right, by giving them like the first half and second half.
And don't forget, over there in Singapore, we're playing 2 and 3 training sessions a day, high intensity.
Well, they're getting fit. That's the whole point of it, to get match
fit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm saying, it still takes it out of you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I wish I could do it, to be honest, lose a bit of weight.
You look like you could do it.
For all of us, Frank,
Get a bit more fitter for going into the bars and Ishmael.
Yeah.
Pre-season training was always a nightmare. Tommy Smith used to come back with paper bags around him, to try and get the weight off.
Yeah.
Plastic jackets and all sorts, in those days. Much better now. But they must be working hard, as you say, Tommy. It's hot. Over there. And if you lose a bit of weight too much, you get a bit weaker. So they'll be well managed.
Yeah.
Like racehorses.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the backroom staff are doing a job.
Yeah. That's a fitness issue.
Yeah.
So where's Gak?
Not exactly Jurgen.
Where's Gakpo going to fit into this?
Yeah.
Where's Gakpo going to fit in?
I'd play him in the Bobby role.
In Bobby Firmino role.
Yeah. I would. Gakpo's a very, very good. I didn't realise how good he is, because he can play forwards and he can play in midfield.
That's what I'm thinking, Frank. Yeah.
And he's intelligent.
He runs
very
well in midfield. Yeah.
But we've got no problem with the forward line.
No.
Just imagine. I'll just put these on. For example, right? The first 3, who play against Chelsea. Say you have Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah. And who you've got on the bench is Nunes and Jota.
Yeah.
Captain Chaos. He could go in and just cause chaos all over the place. And you've got Jota, who does score. Look at the header he scored. What Salah put over against Leicester. He sprung from nowhere, didn't he? Right up, bang, get in, and placed it, by the way. He placed it. He's a brilliant footballer. And he's a clever player as well.
I'll tell you what I like as well. I like the vibes coming out of the team at the moment. There's a lot of good stuff coming from Van Dijk and Trent, with the captain and vice captain. And there's a lot of positive stuff coming out on the press. So they seem to be up for it.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask you. I was going to go to you first about the captaincy and the vice captaincy. What do you think of that, George?
I think it's brilliant. I've said that from the beginning. I think we've had these conversations.
Yeah, we've all said it. Yeah,
we've always said Van Dijk and Trent. Trent's absolutely over the moon. Local boy, young lad, 23, is he? Vice captain. Big Virgil. That'll give him a bit of confidence. Get the 100% form back. And I think it's a great choice by Jurgen. Yeah,
I think it's a good choice. What you've just
said. What you just said there, George. Trent, he's 23.
Yeah,
and he's been playing in that team forever.
Yeah.
Yes,
top games, not just kickabouts. Top European games.
Yeah,
and he's 23 years of age.
And winning one.
Yeah.
And who could ever forget that corner against Barca?
Oh, yeah.
Corner taken quickly.
Quickly, yes.
The winner. That was incredible, and that's from a Scouser who's just been made vice captain. And I think it's it's one of these occasions, shall we say, that's proved once and for all that a Scouser isn't left out; he's just there. And Steven Gerrard was a great captain, wasn't he? No matter how you look at it, he was a great captain. He dragged Liverpool through so many games, so many. And I think this what Trent will end up doing, dragging Liverpool.
He'll be the captain.
A good leader. After Van Dijk goes, time for him to go. And
you know what we're not going to see? The swapping of the armband every time he comes up.
Oh, that was see, that's what I was talking about. Even
comical. It was comical.
Yeah.
It was because you had Milner and you had the other fella on, Henderson. And then when Henderson went off, Milner got the armband. And when Milner went off, they couldn't finish a bloody game. And it was handed to Virgil. And when Virgil started the game as captain and Milner or the other fella comes on, Henderson, it was handed over to him. And that's why I said, honestly, 2 years ago, I said, just leave him with the armband on. Just leave it. Just leave it. Don't be taking it off during the game.
Yeah, but I think we all knew that he was going to get it.
Apart from Trent's talent, he obviously loves the game. He plays with a smile on his face. And, as he keeps clear of injury, the sky's the limit.
And that role he's playing now, he's a different player.
Yeah.
And he's playing for so many years for us. When you hear that he's 23, it sounds crazy.
I know. Yeah.
What is
it? Here's one for us, lads. Soul boy Fran. I'd sooner see one of you lads at number 6 than Joe.
Hey, I was a hard little man,
See the compliments you've got enough.
Well, but there's only one who could fit that role, and he's there, George.
Yeah, I kicked a few people.
And this is a good.
I don't know. Curtis Jones, for me, towards the end of the season last year, he was so improved.
Oh yeah. But not as a number 6, son.
No, I know that. But I'm sure he could do a job.
Yeah, it's a good comment.
What kind of a job?
Yeah.
Stephen Snape says I'd play gap go deeper as a runner between the lines. He changed possession very well. Plus, he's got an eye for a pass. Coutinho-esque for my money, says.
Well, that's what we just said.
That's
give him the Bobby role.
He's got an eye for a pass. That's a great point. Yes, and he when you look at him at the junior friendlies, he seems more quick in thinking and more fit, more confident. He really fits the Jurgen squad. Yeah.
Powerful runner.
I think he'll be our most improved player this season.
Yeah. Totally agree. Yes. Oh,
Brian.
Second
season. Second season's always better.
Brian Fennell.
Same with Nunes.
Yes. Can I just ask out there, please press the like. Please, even if you have pressed it before, because every week, you just press the like. Just it costs nothing. And come on and comment. And we do actually talk about and discuss your particular comments. Brian Fennell, we knew Lavia's price and sell-on fee back in June. To be scrambling this late in the window showed the woeful lack of planning, preparation and intent by a club working on a rebuild. And this is what we've left out. The most important issue is rebuilds. We were promised a rebuild. Saying Liverpool find great bargains is like complimenting flies and beetles on an ability to utilise dung. It's what they look for. It's their sustenance. What a comment.
Interesting analogy.
Beetles and flies on dung. You couldn't get any better than that.
I used to watch them dung beetles in South Africa pushing the dung along.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The strong little things.
Yeah. Thanks for that, George. We'll all be on YouTube watching out for the in Africa. For the team to function at its epitome, best Trent's creativity needs to be maximised. That's a good show.
Yeah.
That's a very good
show.
We'll
beat the position he's got now.
Lee Brazy, liked and shared, Frank. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much. I wish there were a lot of other people there could do it as well. Good afternoon, Brian Fennell. Isn't that great that Brian's a Thursday fella.
He's in his car.
Yeah. He's good, Brian, because he's one of these lads who he just says it as it is.
Good.
He says it as it is, and he lives
Very
in
knowledgeable.
very. And he,
Yeah.
so so are yourself, Tom. So is Marius and George there. But they're all, every one of you is great. You're all knowledgeable.
Oh, stop it!
I get the violin.
Stop it! I don't know if you're funny, do I?
Oh, well,
We'll have a drink in
well,
Marius' signing.
as Charlie once says, utility done. I'll have to remember that one. Utility done. Hang on, here's our Francine. I can't share on Facebook, but I did on X, says Francine.
X is the new Twitter.
Twitter,
Was she home now?
Mr.
Yes,
She home now,
home.
yeah.
Yes, she came home. She was 2 hours delay. She loved it.
She went to that bar I told her to go to.
She said, Dad, I want to go back there. So I said, all right. I said, next year. I said, I'll take you to Amalfi. She said, no, it's too dear there. She said, I want to stay in Naples, but I want to take the baby as well, you know, my little granddaughter, because I want to take her to Pompeii because she's doing about the Romans, you know, in school. Or she was doing about the Romans in school.
Yeah.
That's what I used to lecture in. Anyway, she said, next year I want to go to Naples. So
She'll love that. I was there a few months ago.
yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And Lee Brady says we should have had the money from Henderson and Fab sale. So what's the problem? We easily have 60 to 65 million there. Plus, I think we had the money to spend before they were sold. Exactly. This is what we've been saying, mate.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Off of 45 million meeting halfway almost from our offers up to now and to what they are asking for, which is 50 million.
We were told before the end of last season that we have the budget and the money to make the rebuild. So where's the money?
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is, you know.
Where's the
But
money?
we have this argument every season.
Yeah.
Every season we have this.
Yeah. That proves what the lads are saying, what we're saying, and everything boils down and focuses right through to the owners because it's every season.
Yeah, but FSG, all FSG look at, the businessmen, and they're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And their shareholders.
Oh,
They're doing a great job. Yeah.
Their shareholders are loving it. They're
Yes.
loving
And
it.
that's all they look at.
And don't forget that there's a lot of Americans who are shareholders in Liverpool Football Club. And all that money's coming into them. Not only that, but the other acquisition of the money is going out. You know, there's the rumour that they want to buy a Brazilian football club. What's that? You know, they've got ice hockey, netball people, baseball, and they've got everyone. And we're financing them, I think.
It's all money, Frank. You know, I've just been reading that, you know, a lot of these owners are looking to generate a 39th match, which would be a Premier League match abroad, over in Saudi or somewhere, you know, proper Premier League match. That's what they're aiming for, according to what I read this morning, in the future. Like the Super League thing we were after, you know, just generating
It's all
income.
money making, George. All money making.
That's why they're going on these tours abroad to all these different parts of the country. It'll end up one game a season will be played, I guarantee you, within a few years. One Premier League match, proper match, somewhere abroad from each team.
Barry Mason's just
when you look at it, it doesn't matter who we buy. Go on, sorry, Frank.
No, Barry Mason's just subscribed and liked good content. Isn't that good?
That's
and
lovely.
this is what it's all about. It's all about our club.
Yeah.
No punches pulled. No punches whatsoever pulled, Barry. And thank you so much for that. What was you saying, George? Tom?
Well, I was saying, whoever we buy, like McAllister, Salagby, whatever his name is. The shirt sales alone, worldwide, would pay that transfer fee.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why they're playing in green and white.
That's it. That's it. And you see, in Singapore, where they are now, I was watching when the team arrived on a coach. A coach gets everywhere, doesn't he?
Yes.
We are Liverpool. I wonder how that gets on a plane. I wonder if it folds up. But anyway, that was a bit of humour. Don't know how it gets over. But anyway, one of them big planes, the transporters.
Yeah, like
the army have. Yeah, bring that over to Singapore. But when you get the likes of these Singaporeans, they go out. Everyone's got the shirts on. Everyone.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap.
Shirts on. I was talking to Steve before, and he went to, I forget where he went to, this, like JD Sports or somewhere. And he said, the shirts are supposed to be cheaper there, and he wanted to buy his lads one, and they were 125 quid. That's terrible. That's terrible. I really do, because the pricing kids. I just want to put this on a minute, lads, if you don't mind. And it's that scarf or a badge, and these people are absolutely brilliant. I've got one on here. Look, I got that for the final last year in April, in May in Paris. So it's great quality. It really is, and it's very reasonable. And they're open on match days for about 2 hours, but you can get them online, and that's at scarf or a badge.com. So just go Michelle Dean and Michael Dean, great people, and they look after you. Please. People say to me, how many shirts have you? I get no shirts whatsoever. I really don't. I do it out of the love of the people who support Liverpool Football Club and their merchandise. I really do. An evening with Phil Thompson, an evening with the Liverpool legend Phil Thompson, including question and answers, entertainment, auction, and a raffle. And that's at the little. Do you know where that is, Tommy? The little theatre, Birkenhead.
Yeah, it's in Grange Road, just around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's where it is. It's 25 quid for the ticket. I don't know what you get there, but anyway, that's an evening with Phil Tomo. He's a nice fella. He's a nice fella.
Grange Road West, it's in.
Sorry.
Grange Road West.
Yeah, Grange Road. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, look who's here now. Look at this.
I know.
Who's this fella here now?
Exactly. Marios Manzos. And Marios is a book signing. He's actually coming over to Liverpool, yes, to Waterstones, and he's going to be in conversation with Frank Carlyle. Of all people.
All the girls would be screaming outside the shop for him.
The Beatles.
I'm not selling the girls. I'm not selling.
It'd be like Beatlemania all over again. The four of us. The Fab Four.
Fab Four, yeah.
Fab Four.
But anyway, it's on Thursday the 17th, and it starts at 6:30 to 8. And I know that people are already, they're saying we'll be down there. So we'll be there, we'll be serious. One lad said, he's going for a pint. I said, yeah. He said, are you going up to Sandon? The Sandon? I said, no.
No.
Maybe the Globe.
No chance. But anyway, that's Marios on the 17th of August at 6:30.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We'll be in conversation, won't we, Marios?
Yeah, of course. It would be really interesting to be face to face for the very first time. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tommy will be there. George will be there.
Of course. George will be Me and George will be at the back of the car together.
Yeah, we'll be over. We'll be Dorothy.
Show the insults. Show the insults. That's
my
great.
God. Thank you so much.
And there's the book itself, the social one, and why Jurgen Klopp was the perfect fit for Liverpool. That's it. I love that.
It's brilliantly written, Marios. You think a scout should have wrote that?
Oh my God.
No, you would.
That's
It's really
great.
good because
Great.
what you've got, it's the perfect fit. Because as you know, Liverpool, the city of Liverpool, is a socialist city. And we know that Big Jurg is a socialist. We know that.
Yeah.
And to call it, the social one, I think is very clever. I like these books here by Jeff Goulden. Couldn't think of his name. Jeff Goulden. And Jeff, another he's been on the show. He's a cracking fella, and you've got all those. And here, what you've got is the Lost Shankly Boy, and it's about our friend there, George Scott, and his Anfield.
Another great book.
Yeah,
thanks, Tommy.
It really is, and what you've got is the voice of Anfield as well, and that's.
We had a conversation today morning with Mr. Sefton, and he told me that he will come to Waterstones on August 17th. He will attend the event.
Great.
Our Francine's going, and he loves it. They don't have to get on well together. Francine.
You won't get it where, did Marios? I wonder what she sees me though.
Keith Salmon, I love this title as well. We had dreams and songs to sing.
Brilliant.
Look at that. Isn't that a cracking picture?
Fantastic.
Isn't that a beautiful picture?
Yeah.
Love it. I really do. I really love that picture. It's a cracker. And that's what we were like, growing up and whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to say about these. Francine said she commented on Twitter too. Thank you, Francine. Oh yes, as soon as we sell a player, these no-marks in America have their hands out. Hold on, that should be implemented back into the team, says Lee, and he's right. He's right, it should. Charlie Woods, I thought I was watching Jerry Maguire for a minute. Show me the money. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I read Harry Maguire, right?
No, Jerry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
No, not Harry Maguire.
Marios has just cracked the joke there. Laugh at it, will you?
We'll get our team.
Paddy Brown says, Fran, what are you doing wrong? I shared. No bother. Thank you, Paddy. All the way from Ireland, by the way, that lad.
Yeah, speak to Paddy. I like Paddy.
It's on 2-1 shares. The other doesn't. I don't know what our Francine's. These are all technical things to me about X's and Twitters. And there's the Lost Shankly Boy, says Charlie Woods. I'm going to write the sequel. Frank Carlyle found the Shankly Boy.
There you go, Frank. There you go. That's to write the forward.
That's a cracker, that. One of the kids that impressed me on pre-season is Bobby Clark. Just needs a goal like Ben Doak. Be great for their confidence. And also this big fella, centre-back, that's Quanasa. He's brilliant. That I was made up with him. I think he really looked good. And that great block in the last game.
Yes.
I thought even before that great block, I said, this kid looks good. And he's big.
Ben Doak for me is the standout. He looks good.
Ben Doak's he looked great. He's going to be a talent.
Yeah,
Jerry
great.
Maguire was the best centre back there. That's exactly that. And Steve Evans, I can only see FSG selling more, and he calls them frauds. There's no messing with Steve.
Nobody lets to sell.
There's no messing with him. Every time he phones, he says, I'm going to put you on the down and out, Frank. Oh, not again. And he always does. He just goes on. But he speaks sense, actually. He really does. He really speaks sense. I think Jason's...
I'm just looking forward to the seasons to start.
No, absolutely.
I can't wait for it to kick off.
Can't wait.
Me too.
And then we can start discussion about that game.
Yeah.
Instead of friendlies and training sessions.
Yeah.
Proper football.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what Nunez will do this year. I think maybe it's his season. Jürgen said today before, I think that maybe he has to improve his defensive game, and yeah, but I think he will be better, because I think that the creative part of the team will be better.
Yeah.
I think we've got a 20 goal a season man there.
I do.
When he calms down.
Yeah, he looks really composure during these.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it takes time to settle into the team. He didn't play every game last year either, so he came on, he scored.
There's at least 20 goals a season there with him.
I've got to give a message out, and it's the people who are trying to share, and the same are trying to share, we can't. And it says here, if they are watching on your profile, they can't share it because your profile is private. And this is on Facebook, by the way. If they are on the Frank Carlyle Facebook page, they can share because it's public.
Yeah.
And that's the message.
That's right.
That's from Jason, because Jason knows everything, and I don't.
He knows how to plat sawdust, Jason.
He does. He knows about dung beetles. Do you know his lad? His lad, honestly, is a cracking lad. Caleb, he's a cracking kid, and he's at university, right? But when he was a kid, I went around to Jason's radio show, so I went around to see him over, Plan. And his lad come out, he's only a kid, he was about 12 or something like that at the time. So he comes out, and I said to him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he said, an entomologist. I said, go away. I said, looking after insects. And he went, you're the only one who knew, because he says etymology, to people. And I said, yeah. And he went out, came back a few minutes later, and he said, look at that. And I went, oh, they're nice, and I put them on my hand. And I thought they were, like plasticine, hardened plasticine, these things.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, that's good. I said, what are you doing? And he said, I've got them. He said, I've got them in a tank. I said, what are they? He said, stick insects. I said, are they? I said, they're good. I said, how did you make them? He said, they're real. And they were alive.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
But, that's the way.
Maybe we'll sign one of them.
Yeah. So let FSG get their hands on them. They need to sell the club, Steve. He's talking to Steve Evans, and that's about it, says Lee Brady. And as I said earlier, the biggest worry is the Saudi window closes after ours. Think about that, boys, because that's what we'll be talking about as well. Nunez may be more efficient with a more productive midfield.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he will be. Better service.
Even in Frank and Friends, you never walk alone. My boss won't tell me who he is selling to. I know who his boss is. I know who David's boss is. And it'll surprise you who his boss is. And as he said, My boss won't tell me who he is selling to. And he laughs because I asked about a certain player. And he went, I'll let you know tomorrow.
Well,
come on, spill the beans.
we'll wait and see
No,
then, eh?
I can't.
Okay.
You better ring me up. You better ring me up after and tell me now.
Yeah.
Off the record.
Yeah. And I remember what I said about Barella that time, but I couldn't mention it as well. Couldn't mention why. Anyway, I'm watching via a mobile phone. Soon as anyone clicks the video at the bottom left, there is a white arrow aiming towards where you put your comment. Click on that arrow. That's the share button, says Lee Brady.
Tutorial.
Because he has loads of lads. He has loads of lads watching. Steve Evans, the club owners, mathematics are awful. We had a decimated midfield last season. Sell 6, bring in 2 in, and bring 2 in. Great business, that isn't it? There you go. And Nunes already in pre-season knows where the goal is and is looking good for him this season already, and a lot better than last season if he keeps doing that. We agree on that.
Remember this time last season, the criticism he was getting even from the very first friendly games was crazy. It was crazy.
Yes.
Time to settle in.
Yeah. So the thing is,
as George said, the second season's always the better one.
Yeah. You got to learn the language. You got to find where you're living, get into the
culture. I really liked a lot the fact that he wears the number 9, because that shows that he is ready to take the responsibility, not being afraid of it.
Psychologically good, that.
Yeah.
It is.
And don't forget, he is an impact player.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, he is an impact. But so is Jota as well.
We're lucky up front.
I think they're all impact
players. Game changers.
Yeah, every one of them are game changers, because if, say, like, let's just say, Jota and Gakpo are arrested, and they're on the bench. And, we need to up the game or whatever. We need to get back into the game. And fancy them 2 coming on.
Yeah.
It's incredible. What we've got a great bench for forwards, but unfortunately we haven't got a great bench for midfielders. No.
How many midfielders have we got at the club now, say?
You got the 2 new boys. Yeah, McAllister and Szoboszlai. You got Bezekchik, you got Trent. You got Curtis Jones. You got Gakpo probably. And you got Harvey Elliott.
And Bajcic. Yes.
That's 7 or 8.
There's 7. That's 7.
Well,
that's how
mentioned last year.
That's how FSG look at it.
Injuries, Tommy, that's the main thing.
On a serious note, Everton and Chelsea voted in as the worst run clubs in the Premiership.
Yeah, seen that. Yeah.
Mad, isn't it? Worst run. And I don't know where we are in this. If we can't get Lavia done, I'd be happy with Andre and Kone, says Soulboy Fran. Kone's good,
Kone is really good, yes. I remember right after the Alexis McAllister transfer, there were news that Klopp was in touch with the managers of Kone and Thuram.
Yeah.
So,
where he got injured, didn't he, in the under-21s? But it wasn't as serious as, everyone was saying, that's put paid to that. But it wasn't as serious as people first thought. And now he's back in training, funny enough. I'd like Kone out of them all, to be honest. Lavia and whatever. But, I'd like Kone. And this lad, all reports, this Andre Trinidadi, I think his name is. I think I've pronounced it right, whatever his name is anyway. The reports are saying that he's actually very, very good. And there's a few Portuguese teams wanting to bring him in, and also Spanish teams for 20 million. We can't go, can't really go wrong with that. Listen, lads, do me a favour. Let's see. He just needs to calm down if he's playing up front. Be patient because the quality of players around him will do their thing. He's talking about Nunes.
Yeah.
I just want to say this, please. Will you just like it costs nothing. If you haven't subscribed, please just subscribe, and you'll be able to comment. We will discuss your comments. We really will. No one gets left out by the panel. I'm just leaving you for a minute. Is that okay? I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea. I'm very parched. I mean, okay, but we'll just leave you a minute. I'll be.
You deserve it. Yes.
But will you? Thank you.
Now we've got a word in now.
Are you going to train on your own, Samoa? Well, please discuss that. You know what Lee Brady says about Nunes. Okay, I'll leave you.
Yeah, well, like I said before, Tommy, I think he'll have a good season this year, Nunes. You know, I think also, you know, if we have I hope we don't. I don't think we will. But if we have a poor result against Chelsea, the pressure will build. You know, if we don't get two midfielders in, if we don't get somebody in the transfer window, and then it goes a bit wrong against Chelsea, you know, things will hot up a bit. So we need to make sure, I think, that we do get at least one in.
But the thing is, George, I don't know whether anyone's like me. I'm very optimistic about next season.
I am.
Yeah, I am too.
No, okay, we all know we need a right back, a left centre back, two midfielders, but we know we're not going to get them. We know that.
Yeah.
So whoever we kick off with, we just hope that they just fit in right and do a job.
Yeah, Tommy,
because I trust Jurgen Klopp 100%.
Yeah,
I think they will. If we don't get any radical injuries, I think we'll do just as well as we've ever done. We've got a quality squad. We've got everything going for us. And we've got to get these injuries like Diaz and Thiago and others got injured last year. And before that, it was Van Dijk and the centre-halves. We need to get through this season with less injuries, keep the squad strong.
What midfield would you start with, Marios?
Against Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about Alex McAllister because he can play also as a number 6. And maybe he is one of the options for this. With this squad right now, I would go with Alexis, Szoboszlai, and maybe Curtis. But Curtis as a number 8 for me.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Trent Arnold there.
Yeah, because he will play as the right back.
I don't honestly think you'll see him at right back again.
No, I'd go with Trent. Trent midfield, McAllister, Szoboszlai. That would remind me. I mean, Gakpo just a little bit forward in the Bobby role, and up front I'd have I played Jota, Diaz, and Salah to start with. Bring Nunes on if things aren't going too well, and then Nunes could come in the team between him and Jota.
I didn't mention Trent because I don't believe he will play as a midfielder. That's why I didn't mention him.
You don't think Trent will play as a midfielder?
I don't think he will play at the midfield because there is no right back.
No, I think he will play as a midfield. I think he's groomed for that. He expects to play there.
Oh yeah. I think in the game against Chelsea, there's no alternative at the right back. So that's why I think Jurgen will not use him as midfield.
I don't think he'll play. I can't see him going back to right back. I think he's midfield now. What do you think, Tommy? I think
Jurgen might just play 3 at the back. Konate, Virgil, and Robbo.
Yeah.
4 across the middle. And 3 up front.
It'll be interesting to see what.
And as you say, I agree with what you say. You have Gakpo playing the Bobby role.
Yeah.
Just dropping back a bit, you know what I mean?
I think Marios, I think it would be disappointing to Trent. If he got pulled back to right back now, it would be a retrospective move for him. I think he's really enjoyed midfield. He's vice captain of the team. And I don't think Klopp will interrupt that by pushing him back to right back because it would just expose him a bit, I think. That's just
but that's what we were saying last year. Most of the press were going on about the things he can't do as a fullback. But what about the things he can do
That's right.
as a midfield player?
Yeah.
He's going to be
Everything.
He's going to be a revelation.
Yeah, he's as good as De Bruyne.
Yeah, of course.
We're very lucky to have him.
Shh, he's back. All right, mate.
Yeah, right.
Did you miss me? Yeah.
We've had a healthy debate.
But anyway, Harry Wood says perhaps to have Trent at that number 6 position and go for a player like Kone or Thuram. That's what Harry Wood says.
Well, they'd be good, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
it'd be great if we could get him.
If we could get him. If.
Yeah.
And for a little bit I've seen of Kone, everyone says he's metronomic. He's relentless. Yes. See the way he comes over? He's dictionary corner, this fella, by the way.
What does metromonic mean?
It means metromonic.
What does it mean?
It means, like he can. It means he can take up pay. It's like, it's hard to explain. Like mathematics. He's there. He's everywhere. He can run everywhere. He's non-stop. Put it that way.
Well, why didn't he say that?
Because he loves these big words.
That's what Shank said about the avaricious, didn't he?
He loves
Yeah.
words.
Don't start bringing words in like that.
He says here, short-term Gomez at right back. No, he should be sold in.
No.
He's defensive-minded and his pace, at least until the replacement is found for what could become a problem position. He should be sold along with Matip. That's what they're my concerns, those two. So perhaps Conor Bradley could come in the first team like Trent did a few years ago. No, that's a good show because
yeah.
Why not?
If you're good enough,
He played well. He played well last week.
He did. Yeah, Lee Brady, Andre Trinidadi. His name is Frank. I try to say it, whether, I just call him Trinidad, actually. I'm just going to have a quick look at a video of him. So he'll have a look at him and he'll tell us what he's like. Are we sure this fella isn't Peter Andre in disguise?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm off for me shit. But listen, lads, what about, do you ever remember this lads who we were interested in? Viega.
Yeah.
Viega from
Celta.
Yeah. Celta Vigo. Do you remember him?
He disappeared off the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. With a little smirky smile. I can't tell you anything else. So,
good right backs out there somewhere.
Oh, listen, look at this. Look. I think metromonic means steady as the beat of a metro. Oh, blimey.
Educated.
Yeah. I reckon this year, Santiago, because I think his contract runs out next year. So, like Enzo, get money for him. And this is what people have been saying. There is a possibility of getting Barella, though, 60 odd million. What do you think of Barella, by the way?
Well, he's a good player, isn't he?
Yeah, good player.
I watch Serie A, and I watch Inter. I do watch Inter, and I watch Napoli. And Barella,
high quality.
Liverpool. He's brilliant, He is. And there's another. We won't get him because I think he's 30 now, and he plays for. He's there's something there, and he's. I forgot what I was going to say. No,
That's not old, is it?
Yeah, no, it's. I was going to say something about. This fella's put me off on another comment.
But with Thiago, Frank, don't forget, other clubs have been watching him.
Yeah.
And when he's on the pitch, he's world class.
Yeah.
But other clubs are going to be looking. He's never on the pitch long enough.
Yeah. That's a problem.
So how much are we going to get for him?
Right. I just want to give you the hint, but don't say anything. Okay. Please. Right, I was talking about Barella, this other lad, Marco Verratti. Now, Verratti, I watch the national team, the Italian national team, always have done, always will do. And the thing is, Verratti was brilliant. He still is.
Yeah.
He's still a Brit. Do you know who he reminds me of? Mascherano. He's small like Mascherano.
Yeah. He's in the face. Yeah.
Metronomic. He is.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Dynamic.
But anyway, I want to show you these two, then I'll go off very quickly. Okay. Benitez is that Celta, isn't he? Yes.
How is he?
Right.
Raffle.
I just want to, just a quick one here. Shush. Don't say anything, mate. And he laughs. Okay.
You better not then. You better not, Frank.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Dave. Okay. So that's, it's not about Viagra. Okay. It's about Viagra. That's the other hint I'll give you. Anyway, Harry Woods, I'm sorry there. Do you think it's too early to look for Salah's replacement? Now he's getting older, so we could look at a player like Doku from Reims or even a Campos from Sevilla. The thing is, Harry, I'll go to Tommy about this. As I have mentioned this before. I remember someone saying last year or the year before that Milner was the fittest man at Liverpool. I said, no, he isn't. The fittest man at Liverpool is Mo Salah. Yeah. He never gets injured. He runs and runs and runs, and he contributes to the team every game.
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't score the assists.
Never gets injured either.
Exactly. That's what I said 2 years ago. Now, my opinion is this man is still like a 24, 25-year-old today.
Yeah.
I've been watching him in the pre-season. He's in the heat. I'm not saying about the other lads, by the way, but he's running everywhere.
Yeah.
He's running everywhere. He's assisting. He's absolutely brilliant. And I think he could go for another 3 years tops.
Yeah.
I really think that. So it's not a bad thing. But we've got young Ben. We've got young Ben Doak there.
Yeah.
Who I think.
Yeah, but go on.
I think will finally take over. I think he'd be used in the the Europa League.
In the League Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
And the League Cup, in the Carabao Cup as well. So I think he'd be used in those games to build up not only his confidence, but also his stamina.
First team experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is what it's all about. So, look, Ben Doak, Steve Evans, Salah's replacement's already there.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Nunes. Nunes is still there. He'll be there forever.
Yeah, 100% stay, he says, about Ben Doak. Tommy's bang on. Thiago's injury record precedes him. Other clubs are aware of that. For me, it'll be difficult to move on, says Stephen Sleep.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, and Ben Doak could replace Salah while Salah's here, Doak's scrutinising him. Yeah, and the way Salah is, we can't forget what Salah's like as a person. You'd take him under his wing because he gets on with everyone. Have you noticed? I watched that inside Anfield thing on training and everything, and he's always smiling. Everybody likes him, and he's got so much respect for other players as well. Yeah. He's got so much respect for other players, and I think.
Did you watch the documentary on LFC TV? about Firmino?
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
watch
not
it.
yet.
You've
Not
got to
yet.
watch it. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, will do. Will do, Tommy.
I'm sure we will cry.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
yeah,
you
you've
will?
got to cry, haven't you? Yeah, yeah. No, I
Well,
tell
It goes right back to when he was a kid.
you're talking about Salah, Frank, about Salah's condition, his fitness, the way he lives his life, and the way he plays with a smile, and he's never has a bad game. The only player I can ever compare to him is Ian Callaghan,
Cali.
Yeah.
because Callaghan never missed a game for years. He never got
Cali.
injured. He always got up. He carried on playing. He was consistent. And Salah is a living embodiment of him. Probably better,
Yeah.
obviously, but
Do you know what? I was in the paddock against Celtic. Was it Celtic? Yeah, it was Celtic. And this big left back, I think he was playing on the. No, I don't know whether he was playing on the left or the right, Cali. And this big right back or left back hit him.
Tommy Gemmell.
That's an Archie Gemmell.
Tommy Gemmell. No, Tommy Gemmell.
Tommy, and he hit
Tommy
him.
Gemmell, yeah.
And Cali jumped up and went. It was like, if you know what I mean, he was head and shoulders, and Gemmell just looked at him and just patted him on the head and just snapped back as much to say,
Callaghan's 5'7", he was 7'5".
Exactly. That's Tommy Gemmell. What a play! And we mentioned Jimmy Johnson last week, didn't we?
Jinky Johnson, yeah. Wow. What a player he was.
How much dough. That's why Shankly had so much respect for Jock Stein.
Well, Gemmell scored the winning goal in the European Cup final.
In the European Cup final, yeah.
To win it.
Yeah.
Free kick.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed. Who was it against AC Milan or Inter Milan?
Inter Milan.
Inter, yeah. And they were a great side. Inter,
the first British team to win the European Cup. But let's
67. Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson, he was like a little oak. You thought he was little and tiny. He was like an oak tree.
It's tremendous. Yeah.
He was like a little oak tree. Solid.
Yeah, Jock Stein was a great manager.
Well, Shankly had so much. Well, he had mutual respect. And so did Celtic has so much respect for Liverpool and vice versa.
Yeah.
And after
this was amazing when you watch the documentary, The Three Kings, Shankly, Busby, and Stein.
Yes, that's good.
And they were born roughly not too far away from each other up in Scotland.
Yeah, working class Scotsmen, mining villages.
Yeah.
And when you look, at these, great players at the time and great managers at the time, you wonder. I look at Klopp, and you mentioned Shankly, you mentioned Busby and Jock, coming from around the same area.
Yeah.
And they were all socialists. Every single one of them were socialist lads.
Same with Ferguson.
There's Marius who's written about Klopp being a great socialist, and how he just fits in to Liverpool and Liverpool's way of thinking, ideology. People forget about the ideology of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, and that's the most important thing. That's why he loves it here. He actually loves it here.
And don't forget, Frank, the fans know that. And if the fans are with you, you're on a winner right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and they definitely.
And as Stephen says, Mo Salah is massively respected amongst the Muslim community in Liverpool. He's a wonderful man, and so say all of us. I think that's brilliant. Just seeing a video of Andre, Frank, looks really good. A young vision of Thiago, but good at tackling and interceptions. Can dribble the ball. Lets the ball do the work. Kind of player, quick turns. He is fast and can pass like Trent. And I see he can have a good crack at goal if needed to. Full of energy. What have we been screaming out for?
Energy, intensity, and other things.
And how much is he worth?
20. That's all.
20.
Be surprised if we get him for 20 million.
Brazilian, you say? And this is why the likes of Spain are looking at him, and the likes of Portugal, the likes of Benfica and these particular teams, they're looking at him, and they want to sign him. But if Liverpool come in for him, we've got him.
Well, surely Jurgen Klopp must know about it.
Yeah. Well, that's why they've been on the market in South America, looking at these young South American lads rather than going over to Benfica and poaching them off them. So they've gone to Brazil. They've actually looked at Andre Trinidad, or whatever his name is. They've looked at him, and that's why they're very interested. But 20 million, you can't go wrong with it.
You could have a whip round amongst us. We get the money.
No, blimey, 20 million. Gee.
Well, as I said, George, before, if he makes it, all the better for us. If he doesn't, just sell him on.
Yeah.
Just sell him on. You'll break even, if you know what I mean. And then again, you mightn't break even because it could be. Right, let's see what these lads have to say. Everyone had great wingers then. We had Thompson and Kelly, and there was Charlie Cook. Charlie Cook. Eddie Gray with Scots as well.
Yeah, Charlie Cook played for Aberdeen.
Yeah.
And Chelsea.
Yeah. He was great, wasn't it? Chelsea had a great side going back then, to the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Eddie McCready, I always remember him.
The likes of Bobby Chamberlain, Alan Birch and all.
Yeah.
Peter Osgood.
I was just going to mention him, Peter Osgood. And these were all brilliant players. Hollins, was John
Hollins, yeah.
All great players, those lads, every one of them. And why they never done so well is like the Liverpool side of 2009, 2010, if you know what I mean. With the likes of Mascherano, the likes of Torres, the likes of Steven.
It still amazes me that we didn't win the Premiership.
Alonso.
Yeah, the likes of those and that Chelsea side going back then just amazed me. They really did. Fantastic.
How did we not win the Premiership with that team?
Yeah, well, I mean, Stevie slipped, unfortunately.
No, but I mean, when we had Torres there and Alonso, Mascherano, Steven Gerrard.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Why did we not win the league with that team?
Yeah, I know.
Then we had Suarez, who was like a team on his own.
He was.
But when you look at the midfield of Steven Gerrard's, when you look at the likes of Xabi Alonso, Mascherano, and even I think one of the best midfielders as well. He's just was Didier Mann. Didier Mann was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah. Then you look at the back four. Steve Finnan was one of the most underrated right backs.
Yeah.
You had big Sammy Upia and Jamie Carragher together. Yeah. You had John Arne left back.
Risa, yeah.
Look at that team.
That goal he scored against United, a free kick.
Yeah.
That must have been the hardest shot ever hit.
Yeah.
It must have been incredible. Incredible shot. An incredible shot. But these are the things. So listen, lads, when when we look at Liverpool the way it is and only two players in, as Mario said, it's a concern. Yeah. It's a concern for me. I'll go to you, Tommy. Is it a concern for you?
Of course it is. I mean, we're Liverpool Football Club. Anybody who's on the market, we should be going for them.
What about you, George? Are you concerned, really?
Yeah, I am. I'm concerned that we've been slow. As Mario said in the beginning, it's been going on for a number of weeks now, but we're still no closer, it seems, to getting anybody. But we got to hope that he is working under the radar, because sometimes when you express a big liking for a player, the price goes up. So if you can go under the radar and get him, I'm not sure about this young lad from Southampton, to be honest, haggling around for 3 or 4 million. I mean, he's either good enough or he isn't. If he's good enough, you pay the 50 million, you get him in. And if he's not good enough, like Tommy said before, you cut and run and go and get somebody else. The other player, 60 million, but Benitez, 60 million. That's the sort of player you want, really, isn't it? Somebody who's proven.
Yeah.
Proven.
Yeah.
You want somebody
Yeah.
proven.
What do you think of Slobber's like?
I think he's great. I think he looks really good. Saw him against England for Hungary. I watched him play on YouTube. The pre-season, he looked good. I love that chip he tried over the keeper.
Brilliant.
Nearly succeeded with it, and he's
Brilliant.
strong. He'll be a great
He's
addition.
very intimidating, isn't he? He looks
these
intimidating.
guys are going to be good in our midfield if they keep fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a comment on someone's podcast. I said he goes unnoticed, and that's what I like.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes it look easy.
Great point. Yes.
Yeah, you know, and
that's what all the great players do. The great players make it look easy.
yeah,
Exactly.
They do. It's like Peter Cormack. Peter Cormack made it look easy.
Yeah,
unbelievable player.
And he just strolled around. He just strolled around the pitch, and he was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
No, like a box-to-box man. I don't think you get one better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks really good when he has the ball. He looks at the pitch and takes the best decision there at the moment. Yeah, he's great in that. I think he will be really good for us.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if they hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Loads of us looking at us on their tweet, by the way, or that X thing. It is, yeah.
Hey, does my hair look all right?
You look lovely, Tom.
Does my hair look all right?
Yeah. I thought you said.
I got George. Just bring that one over a bit.
I thought you said you'd borrowed George's wig for a minute there.
I've got a hole in it.
This is a very good one. Well, Stevie never won the league. He did lift the football's biggest prize permanently for his hometown club. For me, that transcends the league. It's an achievement matched by very few players. There's no one in the British Isles that can say that they've, what he's done, lifted that European Cup for keeps. No one.
Yeah, but Frank, have you read? Obviously, you've read his book. And I, Stephen Gerrard.
Yeah, come on.
That slip is going to go with him to his grave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He's never got over it.
Sadly, yeah.
And I think he'd give that European Cup up to win the Premiership with Liverpool.
I don't say because because that was the pinnacle of his career. It really was. That slip could happen any time. He brought Liverpool back into that game with the header in the second half. And then he went through, didn't he? From a little...
Yeah, he got the penalty too, yeah.
Yeah, he got the penalty. So, that transcends, for me, to the pinnacle of what any player in the British Isles can achieve. And I'm talking about an English player or a Scottish player or a Welsh player to bring a European Cup, put it in a cabinet permanently. It's there.
Yeah, but
it's not a replica.
I'm sure he looks. He's not going to come out and say it. He looks at Jordan Henderson.
Yeah.
The trophies he's lifted.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And Stevie G, you can't compare them.
No.
No, you can't compare them.
You read his book, and every page, you can feel his heart breaking when he's talking.
It would, Tommy, wouldn't it? It was such a tragedy, really, because it came from nothing.
Yeah.
He just slipped.
Yeah.
I was there behind the goal in the cup, and I was hoping the big fella would miss or our keeper would save it, but it was too late.
And you say to him, what about the games you dragged us through? What about the games you won? That means nothing to him. That slip will go to him to his grave.
Yeah. Well, I seen the interview he had with Mo Salah. He was talking to Mo Salah, and he mentioned that slip, and he said he's never got over it. He's never got over it. So that's the way it is. What do you think of this Charlie Wood comment? Of course, it's a concern. You know what we were saying about any injuries and it's over. The first 11 are as good as anyone. Now, that's what he's saying. The first 11 are as good as anyone.
He's right.
But
He's
any
right.
injuries,
Charlie's right.
where do you think the most concern is if injuries occur?
The back four.
The back four, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
That's
midfield?
before, isn't it?
No,
What
but
about
It happens
I
to
mean,
Van Dijk and Canate. We're in
Yeah.
trouble.
Big trouble. This is what. But I said, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The defence has been neglected for years. It really has. Since Alisson and Virgil came, it's really been neglected. It really has.
But you look over the seasons when we were brilliant. We really didn't need them.
No,
They
but
weren't in. They weren't part of the thing. Midfield and the forwards were doing all the scoring.
no, I fully understand that, Sean. But I go back to full 2 seasons ago when I wanted 2 midfielders in. Because I was looking. Someone said to me, "You're looking like a snooker player." It's not snooker. I said, "Yeah, I am looking like a snooker player because I'm looking at the shots ahead, not the shots now." I said, "We need 2 midfielders. We need them now." I said, because remember, Henderson was getting injured all the time. Do you remember when he went up? Can you put this image in your head? When he went up, during COVID, when the things were empty, the stadium to lift the Prem up, right, the trophy.
Yeah.
How did he walk up there?
Yeah, he was injured, wasn't he?
He was injured. He had a big plaster. He was out for ages. He was out for a couple of months.
And that was with a tight tie.
And you know, I was saying then he's getting injured a lot at the moment.
Yeah, but you're right, Frank. Keita was out all the time. Thiago was out all the time. And then Henderson got injured. There's 3 key players. I mean, Keita cost us 40 million, didn't he?
Yeah.
He never
I
played.
think it costs more. I think he costs more, actually.
Did
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not acceptable if you've got players injured, you've nobody to come in.
So, you know, 2 years ago, we neglected midfield. And now, like 2 years later, and it should have been last year, we neglected the defence besides midfield. And this is where we've been going wrong. Because where we've been going wrong, remember Paisley? He used to bring 2 players in every season.
Yeah.
If he would have brought 2 midfielders in 2 years ago, we would have only needed 1 or 2 now.
Yeah.
He could have brought another one in last season, and he could have, brought one in now and just revitalise the defence.
Yeah, spot on, Frank.
And this is
Well, who do you blame for that? You blame FSG for that, or Jurgen Klopp?
It's hard to pinpoint because you don't know what. Look, I was lecturing, and this Ed called me in and he said, "Listen," he said, "what I want you to do is change tactics on, what you're actually teaching there and concentrate more on this particular event." I said, "No, I can't." He said, "I want you to." I said, "No, I can't." I said, the students here are more geared up if they get these in the exam, which I know they will. He says, yeah, but they'll get other questions as well about this. I said, no. I said, they'll be all right with this. Let me just finish. It's like that. It's like, no, we're all right. I'm FSG now talking to Jurgen Klopp. No, I think we're all right. He'd say, this is John Henry. Is the team in good fettle? Yeah. Okay, so what are you worried for? And then last season, at the beginning of last season, he came out, he admitted it, that he was wrong and the journalists were right, you were right, and we were wrong. And this is what this is what he was saying when we did need midfield, not one midfielder, but a few midfielders. This is what he was saying. He pluralized midfield. midfielders. And we've brought 2 in now, and nothing's going to change. If we don't bring in, as the title says, are we still buying? And I don't know if we are. I really don't know if we are.
Jurgen's given a few interviews recently. I've seen the interviews, and he's saying quite categorically, we will be buying midfielders.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's telling the truth, then fingers crossed we will. Why would he say that to the fans if something's not going on?
So that's why I totally believe that we will go for someone, because Jurgen says that those kind of things. We know what Jurgen says when the things are not going the way we want.
Yeah,
he's not so straight. He's like, we will see, okay, but now he's categorical. We will go on and buy players.
That's what he
said.
said.
He said last season, didn't he, that is everything is all right. He said that.
Yeah, he said it.
Season, of course. The window closing, and that's when he admitted that he was wrong. And
yeah, he's doing that, wasn't he? Saying it.
Yeah.
He's going to surprise all of us. You wait and see.
I hope so. And there's Lee Brady, 53 million he cost.
With Mbappe. With Mbappe.
Oh.
Keita. Yeah, they're saying he come on a 1-year loan.
Oh, absolutely ridiculous.
50 million. Oh.
So Szoboszlai and McAllister both control the ball well, haven't put a foot wrong. Yeah.
Exciting.
And we kept the young lad who was our best player before he got injured last year, Bocicek.
Yeah.
And the likes of Curtis Jones with them two. I think, they can bring them lads on.
Imagine if they get injured. We're back. This is me. I think we're back to square one.
Yeah, I can see that. You need a fallback. You need a fallback position.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
What happens if they don't get injured?
Well, I think we will.
Well, we'll see. Steven Gerrard's carried some very ordinary players. As a player, he's head and shoulders above Henderson, irrespective of the trophies. Imagine a prime Steven Gerrard playing under Klopp.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That would be something.
In my opinion, he's the greatest player we've ever had.
You're not far wrong, Tommy.
No, I reckon so. The first 2 yards are played in your head. That's what Paisley said, says Charlie Wood.
It's true.
It is, isn't it?
That's why Dalglish was so good.
The trouble is now they're looking for the perfect player. They won't take a chance like they did with Wijnaldum and Robbo.
Well,
I'm glad Klopp shut down this rubbish.
I wish we had him now.
Yeah, a season long. Everyone is. We knew that we weren't getting them. We knew it was absolutely. It was spin as well.
Let's talk.
Pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
Not really.
So out of everyone, we've mentioned players there. We've mentioned players. The likes of let's look at Lavia, let's look at Thuram, let's look at Kone, let's look at even this Viega lad and Andre. Who would you like to see out of them brought in? Say they could bring 2 more in. Who would you like to see out of them? 5 or 4?
Oh.
I would like to have seen Thuram and. I'm not sure about the lad from Southampton. I mean, I don't think he could well be another Carvalho.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
I'd go with Thuram. And if Casido would drop his price, I'd get him. But there's no way I'd pay 100 million.
No, Tony is way out of the equation. That's why I mentioned those lads who we've mentioned: Kone, Thuram, Lavia, Viega.
Who's this young kid in Brazil?
Out of those 5 players, who would you like to see two of them come in? Mario,
I go for Lavia and third.
It's more like a defensive midfield is a priority, I think.
Yeah.
Kone's more in that vein, isn't he?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was going to mention Kone first. As for Lavia, the only thing that I was thinking is about the Premier League experience.
Yeah.
That's why I would love to see him in Liverpool, of course.
He might blossom. He might blossom in a team like Liverpool with the players who've got around him. He didn't have that at Southampton as much.
Yeah, exactly.
With McAllister and Szoboszlai.
Well, Stephen Sleep says Kone and Thuram. That's the 2 players he'd like to see.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, Stephen. That would be good.
See, no matter how we look at things, we won't get them.
Yeah, and if we do, they won't be playing against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And this is
Did any of them play right back?
No, I don't think they do.
Because they're more important at right back.
I reckon if he had got Mbappe, he could have played, defensive mid or a right back. Right back, wouldn't he?
I believe he plays a main piano.
Mbappe, yeah.
It's just it's so frustrating. You could go on, we go around in circles about players that were linked to it.
Yeah, well, a week's a long time in football, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you said last week, George.
Yeah, but I'll probably be saying it until the season starts.
Yeah. Because as I think it was Marius who actually said, we've got the season starting, and there's nothing there yet.
Yeah.
We need honestly another 2 mids. But that's a priority.
Yeah.
We need a left-sided centre-back. We keep going on about it. We need a right-back if everything is for sure. But as someone said about Tyler Morton there, Conor Bradley, I'm sorry, playing right-back, But is he good enough at the moment, to take on the top,
You only know if you play.
See, when you look at the net spend of Liverpool, it's shocking. There's Arsenal just spent 105 million on one player.
Yeah, and another one from Chelsea.
There you go, Carlyle. Yep, he would have been brilliant for us.
Yeah, but don't you say our net spend is absolutely atrocious?
Yeah.
But FSG think it's brilliant. To do what we've done over the last 5 years, they are quite happy.
Oh, yeah. They point to the trophies.
Yeah.
We need to blood any new players we buy, and the clock's ticking. And it is.
Maybe we won't know how good they are till we play them.
But this is the concern we've all got. Because
there's only one friendly after Bayern Munich, Preston, isn't it?
Yeah. I think this will show us tomorrow. Really.
Yeah.
What they'll do. I don't know what they'll do, I'm being honest, to us, because they've got a fantastic defence, great midfield, and big forwards.
Yeah.
This is going to test us big time. And if we can get a result...
It's still only a friendly, Frank.
Yeah.
And Charlie Wood says Bradley is good enough, but he's not going to be able to play every game. Batatic, we had to throw Batatic in, didn't we? And look what happened to him. He's still trying to recover from his injury.
Yeah.
He's still on the road to recovery.
That's the way he plays, though, and that's what's going to happen to him.
He's still developing.
He's still developing,
Yeah.
And so is the young kids. That's why they won't last.
Yeah.
They won't last at all. We've got we can see the potential in them. That's great. But we can't afford to buy other potentials.
No.
And Lavia is a potential, let's be honest.
That's what I think. Yeah.
He's not a proven player in the Premiership. He's 19.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Proven players will help the potential to grow.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of injury. But you know the players we've mentioned there. Don't you think Jurgen Klopp knows about these? And he knows.
Of course he does.
We're mentioning the same place what he's mentioning. But we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Well, we're not going to find that out, are we, until it's an announcement.
No.
Would you put some blame on Jurgen Klopp then, Tommy? You know, for not getting these players in.
Well, I would put blame on him. Yeah,
in other words.
I mean, he's there to be shot at as much as we all love him. But he should put his. I understand you don't bite the hand that feeds you, but he's got to put his foot down.
Yeah, he does. He does. Now he does. He's got the power.
Yeah, of course.
Any team would want him to be in charge of them. I mean, he's got to be the best manager in the world. Maybe Pep alongside him, but he needs to show FSG that. No, Mario said we want midfielders and we will be buying midfielders. He's telling the press that. So, in my opinion, behind the scenes, he knows who he wants to come into that club.
Without a doubt.
And I trust him 100%.
Yeah. Well, he's never let us down so far, really, in terms of what he's won.
No.
Yeah.
And some of the things are a bit out of his control with the injuries.
Yeah.
Well, as Frank said before, you've got to prepare for that by investing and make sure that you're strong enough.
Yeah, but you know, George, going back to the Shankly days, the Paisley days, the greatest time to strengthen your team is when you're strong.
Exactly. That's what Bill did. That's what Paul did.
And we never done that. We never done that.
That was a missed chance, especially when we won the league.
Yeah.
It was a really
because we could have bought anybody. Any player would want to come to us.
Yeah. Even now, he wants to come.
Bob was funny as well when he told me. He used to say, like, if you get the ball in the penalty box, you don't know what to do with it. Put it in the net and we'll argue about it later.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that it's the hardest game in the world to score goals in the Premiership. It's got to be the toughest part of the game. But Jesus, we see them week in after week.
That's why Salah's so successful.
All I say, remember when Souness, McDermott, put your boot through it. If it goes wide, it goes wide.
Yeah. Have a go.
It's very rare you see any of us hitting it from outside the box. Maybe Trent.
Yeah, Gakpo likes to go,
coming through. Yeah.
Oh.
Who's that? Guardiola
made it clear that he was a Liverpool fan and would love to play for us. Says Brian Fennell. Yesterday, there were finally rumblings of the club showing interest.
Yeah.
Who's running the recruitment operation? That's what he says.
He's a good player.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, and he did say that he is a Liverpool fan, by the way. But so is that Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Mickey Van der Ven. And he's very quick. I've seen him play. He's very quick. We could be interested in everybody, and nothing gets done. But Frank, we should be buying both Lavia and Andre. Never mind looking at one because we can't get the other. We have Enzo and Fab Murray there for the both players, says Lee Brady.
Yeah.
Brian Fennell says Kone, Lavia, Trinidadi, Polina, Lewis, Gandalf, the Minister of Defence is an upgrade over what we have. Pick one.
Pick one. Just pick one.
Yeah.
Great.
That's a good call.
Ramos tries to score from outside the box, but he misses the target. I've always said Joel Matip's got a Tripney bit head. Because all the amount of headers that he's had, and they just go everywhere. He scores some. And I think that Robertson has got a tripply bit foot as well.
Yeah, he does miss
I
a
think
few
he's
times.
been off his game for the last.
He had a bit of an off season last season.
Yeah, he did, Tom. He didn't play as well last year.
And he's not so good in the pre-season either. His crosses are abysmal. And he missed a sitter, didn't he, against Leicester? The ball came over to him from 10.
Oh, yeah.
He was running in, and he hit it well over the bar.
It happens to the greatest strikers in the world.
When you're Premier League, you've got to take these chances. You get punished.
Exactly, you have. So true, he ain't had many players recently that shoot outside the box as much as Gerrard and Coutinho. Coutinho was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was at his best. He was great.
So was Stevie as well. Thanks for the top chat, lads, says Lee Brady. Thank you.
Lee.
Thank you. Well, listen, lads, we'll call it a night. And
by the way, Frank, hang on. Next Tuesday, I could be coming live from Hawkstone Park.
Oh, right. I know that. Oh, of course.
Yeah. All depends what their Wi-Fi is like when I get there. I'm going with the Mersey Entertainers Golf Association.
From Paddy Brown, Andre and Kona for 60 million. That's how much it would cost. I'd go along with that. That's a good show. And they reckon the new lad's like a shot from distance, says Soulboy.
Yeah. Yeah, Szoboszlai's a good free kick.
Yeah. Good show, lads. Good show again, lads. Good night, says Charlie Wood.
Night, Charlie.
Good night, Charlie.
Night, Charlie.
Lee Brady. Robbo has yet been off lately. He doesn't run and take on players as much now. He'll run so far up, then stop and pass it back to Virgil.
Well,
because our defense is
this year because
he's getting on
criticized last year, wasn't he?
But he's getting on 30, is it? I think he is 30, isn't he?
He must be getting close.
And don't forget, all that running. I remember Marino, when he was Man United fan, he said, all as I seen that fella doing was running up and down.
Yeah,
That's
I do love Robbo.
Remember, then he was sacked after the game because we battered them. Cheers, boys. Boss rattle as ever, says Tony, says Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
You have a golfer, Tommy, he says. Yes.
No, I used to be. I'm not now. I've got so much arthritis in my arms and my neck. I just go with the lads for the crack. I get in a golf buggy and they drive me around watching the game.
Well, listen,
they have a big show. They have a big show in the night time.
I'm actually filming in the morning for Channel 5. Channel 5. Yes. And it's early in the morning. And it's about... No, it's not going out live. It's actually being filmed. It's going to be airs in the future. So I have to be there before all the crowds, workers and everybody else. And it's about Charles Dickens when he came to Liverpool. Yeah. Because Charles Dickens loved Liverpool. Don't know whether you're aware of that. He loved it. And I'm talking about when he became a special constable. Because he came up and he went, listen, I want to go on where he was, this Bridewell. He said, I want to go over there on the docks and just walk around looking at these thieves and brawlers and whatever. And he went, you can't do that. So they made him a special constable because back in the day then, you're talking mid-19th century, policemen, people were afraid, no matter who they were, of policemen. And they used to run and whatever, or not, hello there. So when they said, you'll have to get up, dressed up as a special constable. So they made him a special constable. And that's where he went into the docks to see everything going on, all the misbehaviour.
Are you going to be dressed up in all that gear tomorrow, Frank?
Oliver Twist.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there filming for this lot, and
Oh, good luck, mate.
I'll let you know when it'll be aired. They'll tell me when it'll be aired. Do you know what they see me on, Tom?
What?
Do you ever remember the Gunpowder Plot, the documentary?
Oh, that's... If you haven't heard it, George, next time he does, you've got to go and listen to it.
I watched it.
It's the greatest, it's the greatest thing I've ever heard. I actually seen him do it live.
Yeah. And anyway, they see me on that, and he said, we'd like you to come on and do this. That was done a few years ago, you know.
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
we want you to just come in,
Yeah.
because we've been watching your videos on YouTube.
I've seen you walking around. I've seen you walking around Liverpool, and fantastic. You're brilliant, Frank. Really good.
George, have you seen the outtakes?
No,
Oh, they're funny.
I'll look that one up.
I don't like looking at myself. When we were doing them, Tony Snell said to me, he said, I'm putting these outtakes on. And I was talking about, I was inside St. George's Hall, and I was talking about the Willis organ. And he said, have a look at this. And it was hilarious, because I was trying to say the Willis organ at the time was the biggest. It was trying to put us over, you know. I said, I can't get this. What was
that gate you were trying to
There was a jail. I couldn't get the gate open. And then there was another one outside where there was another gate leading into a garden, and that was locked.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
There, yeah. But there was gates, they always seem to be locked on me. But anyway, they're the outtakes.
Hey, Frank, I believe they've opened up the floor of St. George's Hall, the tiles.
Yeah, I was talking about it last night on the...
Fantastic, isn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah. Because I brought Prince Charles, I believe, he was Prince then, around.
A couple of weeks and I put it back together.
I told him, I said, you can't go on there. He said, why not? I'd like to go on the floor, Frank. And I said, you can't. Frank Richardson says you can't go on. But there was fellas, and they were like, no. So anyway, he came on, I brought him on, and I just completely lost it with him, because everything drained from me, and I forgot his name, and you know, how to address him and everything. And I just said to him, I said, do you fancy a cup of tea? He goes, the situation is most enjoyable. I cannot go and have a cup of tea. And I went, well, I'm going for one. I'll see you, Prince. Turn around and got up.
All right, Charlie, lad.
See you, Charlie. Anyway, that's for me tonight. That's for you, boys. Thank you
all
so
right,
much.
Thank
Good
you.
night, God bless. Good night, God bless, Marios. Good night, God bless, George.
God bless, Tommy.
Good night, God bless.
See you soon.
Good night.
Tommy, I'll tell you what I'll be telling him when I phone him up. Okay?
All right, lad, yeah.
Good night, boys.
Night.
But don't forget, I'll be coming live from Hawkstone next week.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a minute anyway.
Okay, see you later, Tom. See you later.
All right, lad.
Thank you, Marios.
Thank you, mate. Good night.
All right, mate. See you next week.
Yeah, of course.
Panathinaikos are not playing, are they, again?
No, I don't think so. But I will be on holiday, but I will jump in for sure.
Okay. All right. See you next week then, Marios.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ci vediamo. Ciao. Thanks, people. See you next week.